These long dog days of summer, I mean, we just made it through a heat wave. Mama was parched through this heat wave. I was hitting up Dunkin' every single day, and I will continue to probably for the rest of my days, but especially this summer. Dunkin' is helping everyone stay cool this summer with its lineup of refreshers. These drinks are packed with bold, fruity flavors and served ice cold. It's amazing. Dunkin' refreshers are the perfect afternoon pick-me-up. I like to start my morning with them personally, and then sometimes I go back for a second one because I'm just feeling crazy. They come in a variety of delicious flavors, including fan favorites mango pineapple and strawberry dragon fruit. And then for a limited time, there's black cherry and there's pink pineapple. I'm going to tell you something right now, and it's a bold claim, let me tell you, but I stand behind it. Pink pineapple will change your life. It is so good. It has me feeling like I'm sitting in a pool, resort side, just living, honey. It's so yummy. Try your favorite flavor with green tea, sparkling water, lemonade, or Dunkin's all-new limeade. I haven't tried the limeade yet, but I'm going to. Usually I get my drinks made with green tea and occasionally lemonade, but I do really like the green tea. Or if you don't want to build your own, try one of Dunkin's curated refreshers like the Cherry Lime Ricky or the Ultimate Pink Daydream. The Cherry Lime Ricky, scrumptious. I could drink like 3 of these a day. They're so freaking yummy. Head to Dunkin' today and find your favorite refresher. Dunkin' refreshers contain less than 1% fruit juice. Limited time offer. When it comes to online college, Southern New Hampshire University is so good, it's scary. Listen, the facts don't lie. SNHU has degree programs that fit your goals, online classes that fit your life, and real support at every step. And if that wasn't enough, they've got some of the lowest online tuition rates in the U.S. This is an airtight case, you guys. Visit snhu.edu/morbid to get started. That's snhu.edu/morbid. Every good detective needs a partner to support them on important cases. Think of a State Farm agent like your sidekick, there to help you along the way in your search for coverage. State Farm can help you choose the coverage you need, whether it's for your home, car, boat, or even RV. With so many options, it's nice knowing you have help finding what fits for you so you can get back to solving all of life's bigger cases. Go to statefarm.com or use the award-winning app to connect with a local agent and get a quote. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Hey, weirdos, I'm Ash.
And I'm Alaina.
And I'm Rachel.
And this is a special episode of Morbid. Guys, we have Rachel Stavis on the show today. Rachel is this is a long list, a world-renowned exorcist. She has written multiple books, created the backstory for Lara Croft Tomb Raider, and really, you're kind of just like an all-around badass, so welcome.
Oh, well, thank you. That's like the best intro you could get.
Okay, good. I'm glad. I really worked on it.
Yeah.
And, it's funny because we were just talking about this before we started recording, but this is really exciting because I just came across Rachel on TikTok. Like one of your videos just popped up on my For You page. I immediately was drawn to it, watched the whole thing and was like, oh, immediate follow. And then I just started like every time you would come up, I was like, oh, yes, like awesome. And then we just like, I think somehow we came together and it was like, oh, she should come on the show. And I was like, hell yeah. Like it was such an organic coming together. It felt so cool.
Yeah. And like, I think I'm so terrible at TikTok, so that was very validating for me, what you just
You're great at TikTok.
No, we love your videos.
Yeah, I'm like, I try. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just like following like Sinister Pond Babe, and that's it. That's what I'm
yes, same.
We have been shouting the praises of Sinister Pond Babe for months.
The funniest person alive.
I am obsessed with Sinister Pond Babe.
So good. We do impressions all the time, and we are not so good at them.
Constantly saying that's Sinister Babe.
It's given dark-sided.
It's given dark-sided.
Every time there's a new one, I'm like, I have to watch it as soon as I see it.
Every time.
Yeah.
Every time.
If we're in the room together, Alina's like, oh, new one.
I swear that's me. That's totally me. I'm like, oh my God.
I love it. So if you guys want, we can kind of dive right into everything. We have a ton of questions for you, Rachel. So hopefully that is okay.
Yes, I'm ready.
Awesome.
All right. Amazing. Our first question for you is, can you basically just give us like kind of an overview about what being an exorcist means to you?
Sure. Yeah. So, oh my gosh. Let's see. I've been doing this work, well, kind of in secret for a while, for over 10 years now.
Oh, wow.
In Los Angeles. I work on everyone from, I don't know, like Oscar winners and heads of studio and rock icons. Like if you can think of them, they've probably been here. Let's just put it that way. But I don't out clients.
That's so cool.
I never say who. But yeah, and basically what I do, is exorcism work. It really is what it is. It's taking entities out of people and places. That's what I've been doing here forever.
I love it. How did you discover that this was your unique talent that you had?
Yeah. So ever since I was a kid, I could see entities with my eyes. And I, would complain about like monsters under the bed or monsters in the closet, like one does.
But they were real.
And then parents would come in and be like, there's nothing there, go to bed, like you're keeping me up. So for me, they just never went away. Like I always could see them. And I didn't know that that was weird when I was a kid, because like, how would you know?
Yeah. Right.
So I talked about it. I talked about it at school. I talked about it at home. Like,
you're like, you all see these,
bad
right?
idea, by the way. Like the worst idea ever. So I found out very quickly that that's crazy and lunatic and you don't do that. So I believed that wholeheartedly, because I don't know, when you're a kid, everything's so weird and awkward. And so I didn't want more weird and awkward things about myself. So I just listened and I didn't talk about it ever again. Like it went to the vault. And I always say, like, how people talk about they had like some life-changing event and then now they're like, can see spirits or whatever.
Right.
That was totally not me. I was able to kind of drown out the sight a bit until I hit like 30. And then I had a fender bender.
Oh, no.
Not like the life-changing thing that you think. But it was like one stressor too many and a week full of stressors. And so suddenly my sight was blown open and I couldn't suppress it at all anymore. And like, the unhoused person on the street, like screaming. I was seeing who they were screaming at or what they were screaming at. And entity was just everywhere. And I thought basically like, I'm either going to have to check myself in or figure out why I have this. Like, what is that? What is this thing? So I always joke, like I sat down with a bottle of scotch and was like, okay, spirit people, like tell me.
Let's dive into this.
I love that.
Here's my offering.
Right. And, many scotches later, here we are. But I just kind of learned to open myself up more instead of closing everything down. And in doing so, I communicated with spirit, with the good things that we want, and just started working on people and friends at first and who would just let me. And, there were a lot of issues that you don't think about when you see movies about exorcisms. Like, if you put 5 candles on the ground, you're going to kick them over and start a fire at some point,
you don't
just
think
the basics.
valid.
So I started a lot of fires and did a lot of things wrong and hoped that people would bear with me. And so then they would have a good experience and share it with somebody else. And it just was so word of mouth for so long.
That's the best way to go about things, though. Like word of mouth travels so quickly. And then I'm sure you have just people beating down your door at this point.
Yeah, well, I never thought it would get so public. I just thought, well, I could do this. Nobody's going to care.
Yeah,
right.
But that's not the case.
Because that's what it is. It's like when people are saying their personal experiences with something like this, it's like that's the most valuable thing you can have is people telling other people, being like,
I did
this is real, this worked, I did it.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. And these were people that people respected, I think, too. And so that goes a long way.
Oh, absolutely.
Did you feel lighter once you kind of started leaning into it after suppressing for so long?
Honestly, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could imagine.
It really sucks to not embrace parts of yourself.
Yeah.
All parts of yourself. Like, you don't have to be an exorcist to feel that,
Absolutely.
and we do that so often to like not be ridiculed or not be judged or whatever. And I even had like a manager at the time, not my manager anymore, who was like, you can never tell people you do this, because I'm a writer as well. I mean, that's like my job. So you can't go public with this. You can't tell people you do this. Don't tell people in meetings. Like, and I was like, oh, okay. But then eventually, that catches up with you and you're just like, this is who I am. If you don't want to work with me, don't work with me.
Yeah, absolutely. Exactly. Yeah. I'm not going to hide this part of myself just to appease people.
Right? You make yourself small for people. Like so many people do that. We just like make ourselves so small to make other people feel safe. And that's not cool. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm too old for that shit now.
Hell yeah.
Leaning in.
Yeah. And it's funny that you said it happened when you were like 30. Because I always say to Ash, I always tell her, I'm like, something about 30. I just hit it. And I was like, why am I making myself for other people? Like I need to be comfortable with everything I am. It was like I hit 30 and I was like, whatever.
I can't wait for that.
It's so true. You do. Like, you just don't care anymore. Yeah. And honestly, the older you get, I feel the less you give a shit about others people's opinions at all. Like, you hope for the best,
but they're
expect the worst.
At the end of the day, it's like, it's none of my business what they think of me. Like, that is fine.
I know.
Exactly.
So it's so funny that it like coincided with that.
It's so true. And I also say that, when you are high frequency, you know how there are online like gurus that always tell you like, you got to love everybody and you got to forgive everybody. And, everything's the same.
Yeah.
And
that's like, not for me.
Not true. That is not true. Like the more high frequency you actually get, the less tolerance you have for bullshit. Like you just don't want it around at all.
That makes sense. I feel like I'm nearing that the closer I get to 30. I'm 27 now, and I can see like every year the less and less tolerance that I have for stuff.
I love that for you.
It's true. Because it really does. Like, once you get to that place of just being like, oh, no. Like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
You don't like me. You don't like me. Like, that's fine. We don't have to interact. That's cool.
As long as I like me, that's what's good.
Yeah, as long as I like me and the people I love and respect like me, then like,
that's it.
Yeah, like my whole thought process is like, as long as my little bubble likes me and I like me, then like, we're good.
We're in the clear. Yeah.
We're good.
Exactly. I totally agree with that.
Yeah. Now, obviously it's spooky season. We're all excited about that.
Oh, love it.
Samhain. We did a whole history on that. I think it was like a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And during the autumn months, that's when the veil is the thinnest. And I've actually learned specifically from you on TikTok that right now it is currently the thinnest. Like, this is wild. And I think you said it's from here until like sometime in November. So for people who don't even know what the veil is, can you kind of tell us a little more about that? What the veil is, why it might be the thinnest right now?
I'm so excited for this question and this answer.
Yeah.
Getting paid twice a month doesn't mean money is scarce. It just feels that way. That feeling makes you do weird stuff, like putting things on a card you didn't need to. Earnin removes that feeling. With Earnin, you can access up to $150 per day of money you've already earned, plus up to $1,000 between paychecks. Standard transfers take 1 to 2 business days with no mandatory fees, and expedited transfers start at $3.99 and cap at $5.99. 5 million people are already on it, and honestly, it's wild it didn't exist sooner. Download Earnin on the App Store or Google Play, spelled like earning money without the G. Type in Morbid under podcast when you sign up. It'll really help the show. Earnin is a financial technology company, not a bank. Access limits are based on your earnings and risk factors. Standard cash outs take 1 to 2 business days with no mandatory fees. Expedited transfers available for a fee. Tips are voluntary and don't affect the service. Available in select states. Terms and restrictions apply. Visit earnin.com for full details.
Chilling crime cases are mysterious, but finding coverage shouldn't be. With the State Farm Personal Price Plan, you have options and can personalize your plan to help create an affordable price so you can get back to cracking all of life's bigger cases. Talk to a State Farm agent today to learn how you can choose to bundle and save with the Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Head to statefarm.com to get a quote. Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
So the veil is, between our world and, the spirit world. That's kind of a big world, that's high beings, that's deceased people. It's a whole lot of stuff on the other side. And right now it's the thinnest it's been in years. And there's a lot of reasons for that. It's so part of being able to read negative energy, I guess, like my side effect is that I can read when energy shifts in the world. So I always try to warn people about it, and good stuff too. Like, oh, this is a really good time for you to be able to manifest things. This is a bad time for that,
Don't do that.
Whatever. Like, just stay home and sleep for 5 days. Right. So right now it's the thinnest because there's a lot of negative activity on the planet, just a ton of negative activity on the planet. Really kind of, we don't even need to get into it. Everybody knows.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then the flip side of that is there are a lot of people more interested in connecting.
That makes sense.
Both of those things work together to kind of thin energy out. So it's like there's a reach going on, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
like
that does.
Reach across to each other.
Absolutely.
And so the negative part of that, depends on how you feel, I guess. But the negative part of that most people feel is that there's a lot of, not so nice energy trying to come through. So you'll get like visitations from entities. You'll get, more stuff kind of like I've been getting a lot more of my name called.
Huh.
It's like out, I'll hear it. And a lot of people have been experiencing like, oh, I just heard my name and there's nobody here, and different voices of that.
That's so interesting.
And a lot of like stuff moving around. So like doors closing, just you thought your keys were here, somehow they were here, that kind of stuff.
That's really fascinating actually, because we've had like some stuff going on in our family. And with my parents, they're good now, but like we had some stuff going on the last few weeks, and we were in their house, which is the house I grew up in. And it's
super old,
very old house. There was always stuff going on in there when we grew up. Like nothing ever seemed threatening or bad. It was always just like innocuous things. But we've been in there kind of cleaning and help organize and stuff. And I specifically, and this has never happened to me, I've never heard voices in that house. I've never heard anything like that.
And it's funny because I have.
Yeah, and I never have. But I was like, I believe you have. I just never experienced it myself. Mm-hmm. And I was in one room cleaning, and Ash was in another room across the way on the upstairs floor. And at one point, I heard a woman's voice go, hello. And it was like clear as day. And I was like, what was that? So I was like, Ash, did someone just come in the door, like our sister or something? And she was like, what are you talking about? And I was like, I just heard somebody just yelled hello. Like they came in the door. And she was like, I did not hear anything. No one came. Yeah. It was just the two of us. And I was like, that was so clear. Like, what?
You were shook by it.
I was like shook by it. And I kind of pushed it aside. I was like, okay, that was weird. And then the other day we went into the house again to talk to my parents.
Totally different area of the house.
We were in the room, me, Ash, both my parents, and they all saw me look to the left because I was like, someone's talking over there. Like it was like a man's voice talking on my left, and I couldn't figure out what they were saying. But it was like so clear. And I was like, what is going on? Like, why am I suddenly hearing this?
Right. Like, okay, that's a perfect example because this has technically been thin since like September 15th-ish.
That makes sense.
But the Halloween is the thinnest.
Yeah.
Right.
So people don't do stupid things. Please don't do stupid things on Halloween. No. That's all I'm asking.
Put your Ouija boards away, people.
Like, those conjuring games that people love to play.
Oh,
they're just like scared. And then I'm always like, what's the plan if it comes through? Like, what are you going to do?
What are you going to do?
Where do we go from here?
Please have a plan.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's so crazy that you're experiencing that because like even people, and I don't think this is true of you. I think y'all are very sensitive, but like there are people who are like walking around like boards. They're not sensitives at all, like unconscious. And they're saying, oh, I just heard this. I just heard this.
That makes so
Crazy.
much sense.
It is crazy.
That was like so validating when you started talking about like voices. I was like, okay. I was like, I'm not losing it. That's nice to know.
Oh, not at all. Not at all. But I get that all the time in my house. My house was built in 1936. And it's so loud here sometimes, like at 2, 3 in the morning. It always, like once a month at least, someone's having a party in the living room.
Oh, no way.
There's just like a cocktail party going on. So we now have like a code for it in the house. We call it the anti-whispers. I don't know if you're like Over the Garden Wall fans.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, there's like a character called Anti-Whispers. So we're always like, oh, it's Anti-Whispers again. Just like having a party.
I love that.
I love that so much.
That's amazing.
Just going for it.
Damn, just like popping off at 2 a.m.
Good for them.
Yeah, you wake up and you're like, oh, okay, cool, thanks.
Yeah, like, okay.
Have a good time, I guess.
Welcome, I guess.
Yeah, like so loud. Rude.
Yeah. Well, and you use the term, and we've heard it a couple of times while talking to you right now, entities, rather than like what people might think of, demons or something.
Right.
And in your book, Sister of Darkness, which by the way is an amazing title. I love that.
Oh, so good.
Immediately I was like, oh, grab that book. You talk about entities like, the Clive, a wraith, tricksters, realm walkers, collectors. Can you kind of give us a little bit of the differences, what those things are, what their differences are, and kind of how you approach each one, if you approach them differently?
Sure, yeah. So, let's just be clear too, like deceased people and entities or what people call demons are not the same thing.
That makes
deceased people are just deceased, they're people, they're dead.
Right.
Just everything else is like not been people.
They haven't experienced that.
different lifestyle.
Yeah.
And it shows.
So Clives are the lowest, like, if you will, on the malevolency branch and intelligence. They're things that people pick up quite often. I call them Clives, very scientific. I call them Clives because to me they look like Clive Barker drawings. So I've just always called them Clives. Sort of like something between like a brain and a face hugger.
Ooh.
If you can picture them.
I can, yeah.
Sure can.
As soon as you said that, I was like, oh, I don't want one of those.
And they're the easiest to pick up, unfortunately. They're like the smallest and the easiest to pick up. And people, when they think about attachment or possession, they think about movies, right? Like, oh, it's like everything is going to hell really fast and, very obvious. That's not how entity works normally. So like with Clives, for example, it's like they attach, they're very small, they come in, they don't want you to know that they exist. They are very quiet. It's very insidious, I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And a lot of people have Clives. It's very easy to pick up. So I would say, I don't even know now, like 85% of the population is walking around with a Clive and they don't even know.
Damn.
Not to be scary, but like...
I feel like I definitely have a Clive or two.
Well, the name Clive is like so innocuous sounding that when you're just like, you're just walking around with a Clive. It's like
it's not, he's just there.
He's just hanging out.
But what it does is it's an amplifier. So like if you're sad, you're depressed. If you're depressed, it's worse. If you're angry, you have rage, and it just works like and it feels really big, but it's actually very small and very easy, even for people to get rid of.
Okay.
Like they'll walk around with it and then get rid of it without even realizing.
Oh, wow.
So
you can just drop
They
a
kind of like
Clive.
jump to the next person
Well,
almost.
it's like if you work on yourself even a little bit and you raise your vibration a little bit, like you've had, I don't know, like 6 really good days in a row.
Sure.
Or you're like trying to be positive, or you're trying to be like really nice to people for whatever your deal is, or you meditate for 6 days, like it'll pop off.
Okay. I love that.
That is cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So Clives are kind of like, you just have to kind of recognize that something is amiss.
Yeah.
And just try to rectify it a little bit within yourself.
Okay.
Exactly. Like they're the leeches of the community, let's say. They're just trying to feed. They're just not, they're just there.
Yeah.
It's not personal.
Yeah, they're just trying to sap your energy.
Exactly. So if you start to starve them out, they're like,
on to the next.
That makes
sense.
All right, I get that.
But then, of course, it goes up from there.
Right.
So, like wraith attachments are attachments that people get that are associated with night terrors and sleep paralysis.
Ooh. I've
That's
always had
Alaina.
sleep paralysis.
And night
Yeah.
terror since
And
you were
I had
little.
night terrors when I was little.
So that, not to get into anything, because we're not going to point anything out publicly here. Our business, Eric, right? That there's two ways three ways to get that. So either you're in a house around someone who has it and you're an extra sensitive kind of empathic person,
Mm.
or something sexual happened to you when it shouldn't. So people get that from, unfortunately, molestation and all kinds of terrible things. Or even abusive partners. Sometimes you'll get that from abusive partners. And then the last way you can get that, which is the most rare, but it does happen, and I've seen it a lot of times here in my practice, if you will, lineage traits. So it came down through someone in the past who had an encounter, and it's just hung around.
That one feels like right. Because we have a long line of people who have also dealt with the same thing. And I've always been like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
That's interesting.
And my kids had a few bouts of night terrors, like pretty early on, and then they went away.
Right.
And I was always like, oh no, did I pass this down to
well,
you?
and
like,
you
is
kind
this
of
something I can do?
You confronted it head on and was like,
I
you were
did.
like, you're not welcome here.
Yeah, I just kind of was like, this isn't happening for you guys. So like, I'm gonna take, because they had like night terrors, like the night terrors where, they're awake but not awake, and they're just kind of upset, and we would just sit there and like kind of hug them until they were calmed down. My poor husband had no idea what was going on because he had never experienced it when he was younger.
Right. It's usually maternal. It is almost
that
always
makes sense.
maternal.
Wow.
Because my mom had the same thing going on. So that makes a lot of sense. Because they would then, they woke up one night. We've told this story on the podcast before, so listeners have heard it. But one night they woke up and they were so upset, the two of them. I have 7-year-old twins. And they were saying that a group of people came in their room and were trying to cut their sheets with scissors. And I was like, that is the scariest shit I have ever heard in my life. But in my head, I was like, all right, you can't react to this like how you want to in your head right now and start screaming and crying.
Just run out of the house right now.
So I was like, all right, I got to take charge of this whole thing. And I was like, I don't want them to go through these like I did. So I was like, all right. So I was like, where are they? Are they still here? And they were like, they're right there. And they pointed into the hallway. And I was like,
how did you
okay.
that?
And I was like, my husband literally was like, no.
That's on you, dog.
Like, he was like, I'm not, no.
He's like, this is a you problem.
He just stood in the corner and was like, I don't see anything. It's okay. And I'm like, it's, so I was like, all right. So I walked into the hallway where they said they were. And I just stood there and I was like, are they here? And they were like, yep, they're right there. And I was like, you guys are freaking out my kids. This is mean. This is our house. That is their room. Those are their sheets. You can, whatever you're doing is not welcome, and like it's rude, and I don't appreciate it, and we can all live together if you're not being assholes, but you're being assholes. And I was like, cut it out. And then I was like, okay, do you feel better? Never happened again. They never had another night terror. They never saw another thing.
Awesome. And like also my guess is that y'all are high empaths, which means that you feel everything. And so when you're a high empath, another thing that comes through is a lot of deceased people. A lot of deceased people will come through because deceased people love to talk. They're very chatty. Like they do not shut up, deceased people. And so if they can feel that someone's a high empath, even if you don't know it, or even if you're like, nope, don't want that or whatever, they try to come through. So it's very possible too that your children are high empaths, and like
I could see that.
Yeah, I could definitely see
wants
that.
to come through and like talk to them or see them, and they're not necessarily ready for that either. So it's scary.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not the way to do it.
Yeah,
that's
rude.
don't think about it.
Yeah, that was
why
just
are you doing
weird.
that?
Who knows? Like, oh my
damn.
God.
It was so specific. That was the thing. I was like, wow, you really just, that was too specific
and also
for
when
you
it
to
comes
make
from
up.
your kid, when anything comes out of a child's mouth, it's always like the scariest thing possible.
Oh yeah,
always.
Because you're like,
I
I
don't know
know
what
you're
that
seeing it.
Yeah. Like,
yeah, I guess so. Yeah. And they're like so open about saying it, where adults, even if they saw it, were like, I'm not telling anybody
like,
that.
I didn't see that.
Right?
I'm not saying it, but they're just like at the breakfast table being like, you know what I saw last night? It was wild.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, this is creepy. I want to run screaming into the night, but I'm not going to do that.
But I'm like, it's fine. Like our youngest, remember Skeleton?
Skeleton. Oh yeah.
She said she saw a skeleton, but her little voice would call him Skeleton. And she said he was a nice guy. And he just hung out and smiled at her. And
one day
she
he
wasn't
left.
even that scared of him. And then she was like, I was like, do you see him anymore? Like I just asked her once and she was like, no, he went to see his family. And I was like, oh, okay. And then he just never came back. I was like, I hope he did go to see his family.
Yeah, good for him.
Well, you know what's cool about kids too is that, well, lots of things, I guess, but they're very connected to spirit because they're the closest to spirit. You know, the older they get, the less connected because we kind of, well, maybe not anymore, hopefully. But when I was a kid, like people definitely were like, that's not real. So you stop, opening yourself up to spirit. But one of the things that's really great about kids is that they trust what they feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Instead of what they see.
Mm-hmm.
Because oftentimes deceased people come in, and even for adult people, that's too scary. They don't want to look at it, or they'll come in kind of half-formed, or they'll come in kind of looking weird or whatever.
Yeah.
And the immediate response is, that's scary, shut it down. But kids are like, well, it looks like a skeleton, but he feels real good. So
yeah, like he's nice.
He seems nice. It's all right.
Yeah, he's smiling, so I'll go with it.
Yeah. It makes sense. I used to see so much more stuff when I was a kid.
You did, yeah.
But then I could tell I was scaring people. So I was like, okay,
shut
maybe
it
this is
down.
bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's nice when you kind of keep it going for kids. And I think more parents are a bit more spiritual now and are like,
definitely.
oh, what are you seeing? Like, tell me about it. Oh, does it feel, but
Yeah, like asking more questions instead of just being like, no. Like, they just ask a little more.
Better to lean in.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Absolutely. And what about tricksters sound?
I don't know
Yes.
about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Scared about that.
Tricksters are the ones that form symbiotic relationships with their person because they stick around. So trickster is a little more malevolent because they're like, yeah, you can see what you want to see. So I've had clients who, had imaginary friends, that felt not good. They had archangels with them. I had a few clients who thought they had like genies with them.
Oh, wow.
That's
like
cool.
From childhood. I had one client who was, I think, in their 30s who was like, there's a horse with me.
What?
This horse, because they usually latch on in childhood and then keep going.
Okay.
So why wouldn't you think, differently?
Yeah.
And this is so weird to say. Well, I guess all of this is weird to say, right? But like,
nothing's weird here.
it's weird for me. Like, I've had more than one client come in and be like, Archangel Michael is attached to me, like, goes with me everywhere. We go everywhere together.
Wow.
And I'm just like, okay. And so to me, when I see a trickster with my eyes, they always look the same. They don't look like whatever they're presenting to this person. They just kind of look like, I don't know, like, it's so hard to explain, but like very tall, very dark figures.
Ooh.
So it always looks the same. I'm not seeing the horse or Archangel Michael or whatever, the grandpa or whatever it is. So I'm like, I try to be respectful about it because, we're having a conversation. I like to have a conversation with people about what they feel is going on. And so I'm like, okay, but how's your life going? And they're like, oh, it's a shit show.
Horrible. Like, thank you for
10 out of 10 don't recommend.
And I'm like, well, okay, so how do I explain? So, if you had Archangel Michael with you at all times, but yet your life is reflecting a shit show.
Right.
Maybe it's not Archangel Michael and we should take that out.
Yeah, it's like maybe he's just trying to make you think he's Archangel Michael.
Right.
Exactly. And how they do that is they can, again, this is like wild, scary sounding shit, but I'm so used to it. I'm like, oh, here's how.
Oh, we love it. We're like, let's go.
Yeah, we're into
it. They can kind of pull something out of your mind. So they scan your mind, basically.
Wow.
And pull something you want out of it. So I've had situations where I worked on one particular like rock star, and I've actually worked on several, and they always think it's the same entity. Like they'll see something in their mind and be like, this is what I have with me. And I'll be like, okay, because it's like a famous, like demon. like from pictures. Like they'll be like, oh, I have this demon. This demon is the demon I wanted.
I bought him at the store.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, okay. And I'll just be like, it's really not that, but let's just take it out. You know, I won't even get into it. I'll just be like, you do. Okay, let's take it out.
Yeah, let's get it.
And it'll be a trickster. It's a trickster. Then they'll be like, okay, cool. And whenever I take something out of people, I also give them homework because we need to keep the energy up.
Right.
So
it doesn't happen all over again.
How entity attaches in the first place is it's all energy. So, our energy, stuff is energy, everything's energy. And we're walking around life with what I call a baseline frequency. And so that's, how we interact with ourselves, how we interact with the world, how conscious we are, like, how do we talk to ourselves? All that stuff matters. So, like, I don't know, if you're walking around, like if it's a scale of 1 to 10 and 1 is dead and 10 is Buddha, most people are at like a 4.
Yeah.
Right,
You're doing good if you're at a 4.
Giving it your best go.
You're hanging in at a 4.
Yeah, you're
let's
hanging in
say.
there.
Yeah, it may not be great, but you're there.
You're here.
So when we work on ourselves, we can raise that vibration, we can raise that frequency, but it takes time. So it's not fast. It's like, okay, I'm going to do this every day and like try to do better.
Yeah,
Right.
But when we go through a trauma, that baseline frequency takes an immediate hit.
Mm-hmm.
And since we don't really believe in this in our society, we don't know how to handle that, like spiritually. Like we barely know how to function through that.
Yeah.
Accurate.
So when that happens, unfortunately, that's kind of a double-edged sword. We're in low frequency space, and here's this low frequency thing that wants to attach. And so that's kind of how it happens. So whenever someone leaves here, because we have to take that trauma signature out of the body as well as the entity out of the body so that we can raise that vibration for you. So you're not just going to attract other things right away.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's homework, right? So we want to keep that energy clean and rising. So whenever I've worked on people in the past and I've done all the work and I've given them homework, especially people that affect a lot of other people. So very famous, like people who affect a lot of people. I'm like, oh, please do the
homework. Please do it.
Do it. But with a few people in particular, they would come back like a month later and be like, well, this demon came back. I don't know.
You're like,
Did you do the homework?
Definitely didn't do the homework. And then I'm looking at it and it's not the same trickster.
Interesting.
But because they stayed in the place that they were energetically and it scans the brain, it was like, oh, it's me again.
Hi.
Oh.
Yeah. It just knew exactly what to present as, but it's just a different guy.
That makes sense.
But it's not, because when I take them out, I don't give them the opportunity to keep going.
Yeah.
It's like, it's gone. It's gone. Poof, done.
Done.
Then I'm looking at this and I'm like, oh my God, here we go again. Like,
You're like, I'm going to put your name on the board. You did not do your homework.
I'm not helping you next time.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm putting up like you passed a bad check. You're not allowed in here.
You can't come back in.
You're on the red list.
Not welcome anymore. God, not until you change your ways.
Seriously. And you'd think once you get like an entity removed from you and someone like you, like a professional is telling you like, you should do this to like make sure another one doesn't come in. You'd think that you'd be like, yeah, I'm going to do that and I'm going to do more. Like I
was going to say you'd like research even more.
I'd
like,
be like,
what
I'm
can
on
I
a
do?
journey to make sure that doesn't come back.
Like some people are not ready.
Yeah.
Like they think that gives them something. Like that's what gives me creativity, or that's what makes me write good songs, or that's what makes me whatever.
Oh, that's interesting.
It's like that's not true.
It's like the tortured artist special.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
And they're making you think that that you need them,
right,
to do that stuff.
Right. It's total BS. And like, I can explain that forever, but it doesn't necessarily matter. If you're not ready to let it go, you're not ready. And the funny, well, I don't know if funny is the right word, but like, let's say I have an actor in here and, okay, we go through all of these processes to take this out and you have all the homework and he's like, got it. I'm going to do all this. I'm going to do all this. And you don't hear from them again. So you're like, oh, okay, cool. They're doing it. Then you go see their latest movie and you're watching it and you see the entity.
Oh, wow.
And you're like, Dude,
Oh my
no.
God.
That's crazy. So you can even see things attached to people in TV shows and movies.
Yep. And photos.
Wow.
Everything.
Wow.
Is that really distracting for you? Is it hard to enjoy
distracting.
like
Yeah.
media?
Yeah, it's so distracting. That's the one thing I can't get over.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm trying to stay in the moment with the story and all this, and then I just keep seeing this thing. And like, if it's a horror movie, I can kind of play it into the background.
Yeah, 'cause
Right.
you're like, sure,
Oh,
it's
look, you
part of it.
belong.
Like, just there, nobody's acknowledging him. That's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
But
Interesting.
if it's like some kind of like Hallmark movie or something,
Oh my
it's a lot.
God.
And to think about seeing that in a Hallmark
Yes,
movie,
like,
wow, the stark contrast there.
Wow.
Totally happens
That
because
just
it's
blew my
wholesome
mind.
entertainment,
Me
not
too.
so wholesome a person.
I guess
You're
not.
watching this girl fall in love with a guy who ends up being Santa Claus's son.
Of course.
And there's like, and you're like,
He's
I
got
can
like a
see. Oh my God.
My God.
That's so wild.
But then there's
Yeah.
more, right? Like,
There's I love these names too. These last two names are so ominous to me. Realm
are.
Walkers.
Yeah,
What-
the worst of the worst.
Oof, that sounds
Really?
bad.
Realm walkers are the worst of the worst. They can attach to people and spaces.
oh,
They're what people I would like, from my point of view, consider the devil.
oh,
Oh,
wow.
You know, so they're the movie style entity.
Okay.
They can carry spaces, and I think they're much more dangerous in spaces than they are in people. I think any entity that carries spaces is much more dangerous because they're more malevolent, more intelligent, and can do more
Mhm.
because they can hold spaces.
Yeah.
Right.
With realm walkers, they can do anything an entity below them can do plus.
Oof.
And they can attract people, can influence people from miles and miles and miles away and in masses.
Wow.
Yeah, they're pretty spectacular. And they can affect people in the space dozens of ways. So they obviously feed off of high foot traffic. It's always high foot traffic areas. So things that a lot of people go through, because the ultimate goal is to feed from people.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So in a space, and I talk about in the book, like the Cecil Hotel, which is
Oh,
downtown
yeah.
here in Los Angeles,
Mhm.
very notoriously bad place.
Mhm.
One of the places that I really want to get in and exercise. And like, I've had a lot of resistance from everyone. It's changed hands so many times, and
Oh,
I've had
yeah.
a lot of resistance from every single one because of that influence.
They like to
Huh.
lean into it a bit.
Yes, exactly. So, I mean, notorious murders have gone on there. Murderers have stayed there. The history is very vast
yeah.
and wild. There's rumor that the Black Dahlia was attached to that
Yep.
place. Every time someone wants to compare it to, like, they just want to say, well, it's always been kind of a bad area. It's always had a lot of, whatever clientele. I'm like, okay, but compare that to all of the hotels legit right around it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
They
the
too have
thing.
had things. It's not like there's no crime there,
Mhm.
but the crime does not match by far the
No.
Cecil Hotel
No
Yeah.
way.
at all. Especially that, the Elisa Lam story of her being found in the water
Yeah.
The
tower.
water tower, yeah.
And like, to this day, they've done, I don't even know how many documentaries on this,
Mhm.
trying to find a way that could have actually happened, where she closed a water tower onto herself.
Yep.
Right.
And they still are like, well, we don't know, but that's, we're downplaying that there's supernatural situations here.
Of course.
But there are supernatural situations there. 100%. There is a realm walker in that space. And
Wow.
but that's what it does. So like, like, all the police will come and they'll investigate and they'll be like, suicide.
Yeah.
Because it's like, it's suicide.
Yeah.
Like, it's whispered
Exactly.
suicide, So that particular entity, there's not like 1,000 of them or anything on the planet. They're pretty rare, but there's more than one. So it's not something I consider the devil, but it's certainly real bad.
In the last one, I think, is the collectors.
Which to me sounds like the scariest.
That
but
sounds
you say
real ominous.
realm walkers
No,
are.
it's not. It's the
Okay.
one down from the realm walker.
Oh,
So
okay.
collectors are the most interesting, though, I think. And I deal with a lot of collectors in the work that I do, because I do spaces quite frequently.
Mm-hmm.
So collectors only hold space. They don't bother with people. So that's not their thing. They're like, because realm walkers can also possess people, and that's the movie style, right? That's like everything looks terrible. Everyone's dying. It's horrifying. But the difference between movies and real life on those things is that realm walkers will only do that for future world changers.
Ooh.
They don't have time for just that girl on that farm. They don't care about that at all.
That's interesting.
That is really interesting.
Well, they only want the big time. Because think about it, if you're the most malevolent and the most intelligent, why are you going to waste your time?
Yes,
you're not. So it's like, no. But collectors only do spaces, and they do spaces of mass trauma. So a place where mass trauma has happened, a collector can come in and form. And what it does is it keeps deceased people in the space. So deceased people are never stuck. That's kind of a lie. It's not really a real thing.
Okay.
But they can stick themselves, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, like if they're like, I'm afraid to go on, or I did something bad that was part of this mass trauma, so I think I deserve to be here, or they just don't know what, they just don't have help or don't know. They just stick around.
Yeah.
So collectors, what they do is they like to pick a high traffic space. Again, lots of people moving through. They keep the deceased people, and they'll use the deceased people essentially to scare the living people into giving the energy.
Oh, wow.
Oh, okay.
Right. So like a bit like super haunted places where they've had mass trauma, you can guarantee there's a collector behind that, just kind of pulling out the stops and going like, okay, now you, now you, now you.
Wow. He's like their terrible manager.
Yeah, seriously.
Just delegating out.
Seriously.
You don't get a cut of anything.
Yeah.
Nothing at all.
Yeah.
So what you have to do when dealing with a collector is you have to release the deceased people first, because you want to take the battery away first, because it puffs him up a bit.
Yeah.
Right, that makes sense.
All the deceased people out of the equation. And that is just conversations with deceased people, because they're just like us, but dead.
Yeah.
You just want to have conversations with them and let them know, like, you don't have to be here anymore. This is not for you. And whatever their fears are, kind of address them and help
little
them
talk
move out of
therapy.
this. Yeah, a little talk therapy with the deceased people.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know, it's important to do that. I think it's nice to do that anyway, because who wants to be in your own hell, right?
Yeah.
So we get them out, and then by the time you get them all out, the collector really doesn't have a lot to stand on at that point. So he's kind of easy to remove. But it feels big when there's like a lot of people in the space. Certainly when people go through those spaces, that's what the kind of space where you feel kind of underwater when you enter.
Oh,
I don't know if you've ever felt that sensation.
I don't know if I have, but I've heard people say that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like your senses become very like, it really is just like you're underwater.
Wow.
And it's very heavy feeling.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Lizzie Borden house was like that.
Actually, yeah, now that I think of it.
When we went there.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, there was a couple of rooms
Specific
in there
rooms.
Immediately, I think it was the stepmother's room upstairs.
Abby,
yeah, we both were like, "Ooh, I don't want to go in there." Like it just had a weird, and I'd never felt that before. I was like, "Oh no, I don't want to go in there."
And the whole time we were in there, it felt more and more threatening. Like you should get out of here.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be in here.
I've never been inside that house, but I do have feelings. Like, I wonder what really happened there. Because I
It's
don't
heavy.
know. Yeah. Oh, okay.
It's a real heavy. There's parts of it that you're like, okay, like this, you feel a little wonky in there, but like you're like whatever. But as you go up, it's like, ooh,
Yeah,
like,
the upstairs harbors a lot more. And so does the basement.
yeah,
weirdly.
the basement has some weird energy down there.
Yeah.
Well, and I guess that's a high traffic area technically, right? Because
Yeah.
people go a lot.
Yep.
Absolutely.
People
it
like
is.
travel from all over just to
Yeah.
spend the night. So makes sense.
Yeah.
So she's
Ugh.
keeping it going.
I sort of buy into the whole someone was hiding in the attic.
Yeah,
theory.
the attic is.
So we were supposed to
scary place.
stay in the
Yeah.
attic, and I was like, I will not sleep up there. I
Yeah.
will not stand up there longer than This part of the show is brought to you by Anua, the Korean skincare brand known for scientific, gentle, yet effective formulations. The latest from Anua is the Retinol Collagen Gua Sha Cream, a firming cream with a gua sha-shaped tip built right in. Have you guys heard of gua sha? It's that viral massage tool that moves fluid and tension out of your face. Less puffiness, a snatched jawline, honey, more definition in your face. Retinol firms and reduces fine lines, and collagen keeps your skin plump and structured. This cream has both of those things, arguably the most optimal combo for that snatched, lifted look all in one step. I am obsessed with the Gua Sha cream. First of all, it feels so cool to the touch. When you put that on your face, it's just like, this is lovely. It's like a little spa treatment that you can give yourself. I like to do mine at night after I get out of the shower. I rub the cream on my face with the little gua sha. I'm sculpting that jawline, honey. I got it on the cheekbones. And actually, I had a facial the other day, and the lady doing my facial, the professional, she said, "Do you use a gua sha at home?" And I said, "I do." And I said, "How did you know that?" And she said, "I didn't have those little like bumps in my chin or like different areas like that." So she could tell that I was using the gua sha. And I said, "Oh my God." I just feel like I wake up less puffy in the morning when I do it the night before. But you can do it whenever you want to. I, 10 out of 10, recommend this product. The Anua Gua Sha Cream Value Set is available at anua.com, already discounted. Use code MORBID for an extra 10% off. That's ANUA.com, code MORBID. The Sherwin-Williams summer sale is here. Get 30% off select paints and stains or 35% off their newest product, Emerald Symmetry, July 17th through the 27th. Whether you're looking to refresh your interior or your exterior, they've got the colors to bring your vision to life. And with delivery, getting everything to your door is easier than ever. Shop online or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details. Delivery available on qualifying orders.
The tour, and then we're going downstairs.
Yeah, she would not. Like, our room was in the attic, and we were like, no. And we just ended up sitting up in the sitting room, actually, where Andrew died.
Yep, in the exact spot.
Just sitting up.
But somehow that felt
less threatening.
Yeah, weirdly enough.
Yeah. It was strange.
Well, you might have been feeling a collector. That might be where he was hanging out. Like his
I wonder.
Because, like, okay, I did an exorcism on the Reinhardt Mansion, which is the American Horror Story mansion.
Oh, wow.
And this was for a TV show for Celebrity Exorcism.
Mm-hmm.
It's on TV, and
yeah.
I was just excited to go do the mansion, so I said yes. So when they told me it was a house, I was like, that doesn't usually have like an entity. You might have like ghosts, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Because they didn't tell me what the house, what house it was. So when we went, I was like, okay, I will like actually feel this out and see if there is, but I didn't realize it is still a very high traffic area. And so there was an entity in that space, but it was in the basement.
Ooh.
And it wasn't like it. So normally when an entity holds a space, it can go through the whole space. It doesn't have any kind of parameters, but it'll have a place where like it likes to hang out. And that's probably like your attic.
Yeah.
Like here, this entity was actually forced down because at one point it was a church and there were nuns that stayed there, and they'd figured out that there was something in the space. So they had kept it down. And when they died, they stayed.
Wow.
It's like a whole thing. We went through a whole thing. So that like the nuns were on certain levels of the house, and then this was forced to one level of the house. And by the time we got there then I was to take it out, it was like much weaker than it would have been had it not been for all these nuns fighting for.
That's amazing.
But one thing that it did do, which I thought was so interesting, and this I guess is I don't know, it's not there anymore, but it back in the day when it was there, when it became the American Horror Story house, people used to go up to the gate and take pictures with it because it just has a fence, like it's a very open fence and you can see the whole house.
Mm-hmm.
So it would take little bits from people who took pictures. Like it would feed tiny bits off of people because it was stuck.
What?
From people who could come take pictures. So people would take pictures and then later complain like they had just a small headache or just got tired or just not. It wasn't a lot. It was just a little bit.
That's so creepy.
Oh, I want to know if anybody's done that now and was like, wait a second.
I know somebody listening is like,
holy shit. Hear this right and be like, oh my God, that was me.
Yeah, like I did that. I fed him.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Oh my God. That's
Wow.
Yeah.
wild.
So are there specific signs to look out for that some specific entity is attached to you?
You know, most people don't have like high-end entities. It's not like normal. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
they don't have like the crazy shit.
Right.
People honestly don't know they have attachment at all. And that's kind of a specialty of mine too. Like I love when people are just like, well, I feel blocked in my life, or I haven't worked in a while, or I can't find this relationship. Or my favorite one actually is I've been having a lot of trouble conceiving. I've helped so many people conceive, and I feel really proud of that because,
Absolutely.
well, and it's such a big deal. Like some people are fine not having children all their lives. Like that's me, I'm fine with it. But some people, like that's all they want. That's the only thing they want. And
That's me.
if you have trouble, that's the worst feeling because
Yeah.
you're like, why? Why is this happening to me when like it's so easy for somebody else?
Mm-hmm.
So I've had a lot of clients come in who had tried everything, spent so much money, had so much hardship. We're just like, I can't. And, like I live here in Los Angeles and people have money. And so they'll go to the ends of the earth, spend whatever it takes. And when it's not working, it's so frustrating because it's like,
You're trying
I
so
don't-
hard.
Yeah.
like, I don't know what else to do. So word of mouth has sent a lot of people here for that. And so it's so interesting because so many times they'll be like, well, they're telling me my ovaries are this, or like this is happening. And so, every time, or they can't find anything, like it's one or the other, like it's this dire situation where this will never happen for me, or like they can't find any reason why this isn't happening.
Mm-hmm.
So when they come in here, I go through my emotions, so when we do the working here, there are moments where I have to put my hands on people. I always warn them, like, I'm going to put my hands on you. Because if I see these blocks or these spaces in the body, like I want to pull it out. I don't want it in the body anymore.
Yeah.
So like oftentimes when people come in, and I've even had clients come in who don't want to tell me anything, right? Very skeptical clients that somebody just had a good experience. And so they said, you should go. And they come in and they're like, I don't want to talk about anything. Let's just get this. So I'm like, okay, fine. Let's just get this done.
It's a
So
test.
one of those clients was a client who could not conceive. But I didn't know this, right? So they didn't tell me anything until I just started working. So I kept putting my hand in the same place because over like the left ovary area, there was all this darkness. And I was like, I'm not leaving that in the body. Like, I didn't know what the plan was here, but I just don't like leaving any of that in the body.
Yeah.
Right.
So I just kept going there. Every round that I was doing this, like that was where it was so concentrated. And at the end of it, this client sat up and was like crying and was like, why did you keep touching me here? And I said the same thing. Like, I just saw a lot of darkness and I don't like that in the body. And so that's what I took out.
Right.
And they were like, I have been trying to have a baby for 2 years. I don't know what is going on. Doctors have told me that it's not possible. They've told me my ovaries are basically dead. Like that particular one is the worst. And like, I don't know what to do. And everything that came in from spirit, because finally we were able to talk, right, was like issues and trauma with their mom. They had so many issues and trauma with their mom that the body was stopping that from happening on a energetic level because that hadn't been released.
Oh, wow.
So I was like, listen, there is 100% a baby coming in. Like there is one going around.
There.
Like there is a baby there. They're just waiting for the opportunity. So let's work on that here. And we took all this stuff out. We did all this, whatever. And I get a call, I don't know, a few months later, and it was like close to the holidays. And they were like, can I come in? Can I come back? And I was like, I guess so. Yeah, come back. Back. And I was like, what happened? Like, what's going on? And they were like, well, I'm pregnant.
Oh my God.
Oh, I just got chilled. I just got like a whom.
And they were like, I just want another one just to keep things going.
Just
Just make sure it's like safe and healthy.
cleared out.
Yeah.
Oh
And I
my
would say
God.
that's probably happened. I don't even know. maybe 100 times over the last few
Wow.
decades.
That's incredible.
That makes so much sense, though.
Listen, it's not the only thing, right?
Yeah,
It's not,
of course not.
it's not the only thing that causes or aids in those kind like infertility or mental illness or any of those things, but it's part of the equation, and we just don't acknowledge that enough in our culture. Like we don't acknowledge that, oh my God, all this stuff that we're holding in the body can be harmful to us. It's not attachment, even if it's just old shit. Like, because we're taught to stuff down trauma so much because this society is like, get past it, get over it, you know,
move on. There's more to do.
Right.
Yep.
Like that happened a year ago.
Yeah.
And it's, what does that mean? That doesn't mean anything, because getting over it means you're not getting through it.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're not getting through it, how are you healing it? You're not. You're just keeping it.
It's just stuck somewhere inside of you. I tell you that literally all the time.
She does.
Well, and it causes so much like anxiety and depression and all of that too when we do that, because it takes so much of us away. Like it causes such unworthiness and like inner child damage and so much shit. So it comes out different ways. Like I'll have clients who come in and like, I don't know, like I love my like my ladies who come in just like, because you know, they come in and they're like, you know, I do everything for everyone and I feel like really good about it, but I just don't know, like I'm so sad. And I'm like, you're not sad, you're fucking angry.
Yeah, because you're doing nothing for yourself.
Right, but you've been socialized to not be angry. That's not an acceptable emotion for people who are socialized girls, right? So it's like, you're not allowed to be angry. God forbid a woman be angry. And so they're like, well, I don't know why I'm crying all the time. I'm like, because you want to scream, because you want like a goddess energy to come in and like tell everybody to fuck off. That's why.
It's so relatable. It's very relatable.
Do you
I always tell people to be angry. Like, please be angry.
Yeah, like, lean into it.
Feel it if you feel it. It's true. I mean, that's what... It's fun because that's what I tell my kids. Like I have 3 girls and I'm always telling them, I'm like, if you feel angry, be angry, man. Like you
gotta feel your emotions.
Allowed to be angry in this house. Like you don't have to tell me you're not. Like, so I feel like there's a new generation of parenting that's hopefully going to be like, because I know a lot of people, all my friends who have kids are doing the same kind of thing where it's like, just let your kid feel how they feel. Like, and help them identify it. No.
Right.
People think that, and they're also taught that, like from the same spiritual gurus, like, oh, that's a low frequency emotion. No, actually, it's a high frequency emotion when used correctly. We're not saying like go be abusive to people.
No, never.
But just feel it.
Yeah, being allowed to feel it. And I always tell people too, like when they think there's entity around, like whenever they think they feel like when you feel sensitive and you're just like, oh, there's something here. I don't like it. You tell it to fuck off.
I love
you go, no, fuck you, fuck off. And I'm like, use those words. And the reason why is because that steps you into your power. That raises your vibration. That's how you get it gone.
Yeah. That makes sense.
It makes perfect sense.
That's how I got him gone from my kids' rooms.
That's how you did it.
I was like, you're being rude as fuck here, and I don't appreciate it.
You have to stand your ground.
Yeah.
We are much more powerful than we think we are.
It's true.
It makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Do you have any specific tips for people to avoid having an entity attach itself, other than telling it to fuck off?
So again, like in movies, and not that this doesn't happen ever, but it's more common the other way. Like in movies, it's always like this nice little religious child who sweet and, you know, needs to be corrupted by demons. It's so excited about corrupting the sweet child. That's not usually how it works. So the best way to not get an attachment normally, you know, in normal cases, is just not to be an asshole.
That's so easy.
You know, because it sounds so cheesy, right? But it's like, you know, being kind to yourself with your inner dialogue, being kind to people out in the world, like helping a stranger if you see someone needs help and is struggling with something, you know, buying someone a coffee if you can, like, you know, giving up your seat on a bus, like very simple things to protect yourself, because every time you create kindness, it's the opposite of what that entity is looking for.
Yeah.
So it raises once again, is like little things to not only raise your vibration, but starts to raise the dynamic around you and trickles it out to other people. We're like in a society right now that is incredibly selfish.
Mm-hmm.
You know, overall, it's not everybody, thank God, but you know, we see the effects of entity every day, let me tell you, right?
Oh yeah, big time.
So being selfish is the easiest way to get entity and attachment because you're so insular and unconscious about everybody else's experience.
Mm-hmm.
The more we open ourselves up to other people's experience, and the more we allow that in, and we're like, oh, actually, wow, this person's also having a bad day today. Like, I can relate to that. I'm not going to get something worse to deal with my attitude or my whatever, you know?
Right. Yeah.
That helps you not get attachment. That's it.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And it's like, easy. Just don't be a dick.
Just don't be a dick.
I mean, you think it's easy.
I know. It's not for some people. And if you're having a bad day, I guess, you know.
Well, and you saying like one of the important parts of that is being kind to yourself.
That's
too,
the
which
hard
I think
part.
is one of the hardest things. I think it's much easier not to be a dick to people
Other
around
people,
you.
right.
But like I am very guilty of being a complete asshole to myself all the time. And like Ash is my like self-care guru. She's always telling me like self-care is important, and I've been trying to listen to her, but
because you do so much for everybody else, and I'm like, hello,
and
who's
I
number
can be
one?
really critical of myself. Like I get imposter syndrome a lot. I'm constantly being like, yeah, no, like why do you don't deserve that? Like why are you getting that? And so I'm constantly having to come in, and I can feel it how negative it is when I do that to myself. So I'm especially lately. I feel like you've been like, I'm gonna give it to Ash. Ash has been helping me to be like, no, like be kind to yourself. And it feels better. And I feel like I'm a better person when I'm kinder to myself.
Of course. It's weird. I told Alaina, and maybe you can explain this to me. I woke up in the middle. This is so strange. And I've never really had an experience like this, but I woke up in the middle of the night a week ago, maybe. And I just said to myself, Alaina needs to do Reiki on her stomach, and I should tell her that. And then it was like, I was barely conscious. It was just like I woke up, had that thought, fell right back to sleep. And so I told her the next day.
and
I said specifically on her stomach. And that was the only thing that like came through, I guess. But I don't know where that came from.
I mean, again, high empaths, and you're so linked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true.
Having like some wild dream or some wild situation going on, and you must have felt it.
Yeah.
And it was just
so
like,
crazy.
Oh, I felt that.
Yeah, like you just went, because she told me as soon as we got to work the next morning, she was like, last night I woke up in the middle of the night and you need to do this. And I was like, wow.
Yeah.
And I should do it.
And it was like specifically your stomach.
Yeah. Like, damn.
They're just like, I woke up and this happened and you got to go do it. And I'd be like, I'm listening to that right away.
Yeah, right. As soon as she said it, I was like, I should do that.
And you said you've been, and I didn't even know, but you said like you've had some stomach stuff going on lately.
Yeah, because we've been so stressed out in the last few weeks. So I was attributing, and I'm sure it was mostly because of that,
Absolutely.
I've just been I never have stomach issues. Like I am a very, like my stomach's like steel.
What's that like?
I'm like my dad. I can like wake up in the middle of the night and eat buffalo chicken and it's fine.
Oh, I wish.
But the last couple, I've just been like, I'm just like feeling off. And I think it mostly is because of stress. But I was like, oh, maybe I should do that to help me out.
Yeah, it was weird.
And you're going through things. So sometimes that makes you just more susceptible to everything. So you probably got hit on that and was like, oh, nope, we got to get that before it gets.
Nope.
It's true.
I love that.
Look at us just being connected and shit.
I love it.
That's so cool. So now that we know a little bit more about all the entities themselves, what does a typical day for you? I mean, because this is your whole ass job. What does a typical day for you look like dealing with all of these different things?
Well, if it's a space, I get called to do the space. I go, and unless I know whatever's there is there, I kind of go take a look-see at the space and then, diagnose, I guess, if you will, what needs to be done and what I need to bring and how I need to do it. I don't like taking other people. So I'm always kind of a lone wolf in this situation. I don't like being responsible for other people's safety because in spaces, since an entity can hold a space, they can take that whole place down if they want to.
Wow.
I mean, I've been in spaces where they've taken sinks off walls and done all kinds of.
Damn.
So they don't usually attack you with themselves. I've only had that happen once. But they'll pull stuff to attack you,
Oh, damn.
So if you've got a lot of people around, that's harder to control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Higher probability of getting an injury.
That's a
Yeah, or
liability.
they cause a lot of mass sickness too, like
Ooh.
mass headaches, mass whatever, or injury. Yeah, just everything. So I like to go in by myself, which is not the most fun.
Yeah, I can
Yeah,
imagine.
no. You're
It's
brave.
like you don't have a backup.
Yeah.
So you're just like, okay. Occasionally I'll go into, if the space is really bad, like with one medium, so I don't have to do that work while, like if it's a collector, I can let the medium sort of handle those while I work on just the entity. So in a space, depending on how big it is, that could last 13, 14 hours.
Wow.
Can't stop once you start, not on a person or a space.
Wow.
Oh, okay. And
No.
why is that?
Well, because it starts to agitate the entity that will start fighting back. And so I have had that happen. So like I said, when it's a space in particular, an entity can control people en masse. So I clean a lot of sets. I'm asked to do consulting on a lot of horror films,
That's cool.
TV shows, because they're like, we're recreating this horrible, terrible thing in the space or like in another space that's wildly just as bad. And so we want to make sure that we don't, have trouble.
Yeah.
So I was doing one of those spaces. Actually, this happened twice, a space like that. And I'll go on to set. I'll bring my little toolkit, all my resins and all my BS, and start setting up. And inevitably, well, at least in these two times, I'm keep thinking it's going to happen again, though. I just keep thinking it's going to happen again. I'll have somebody come up to me and say, "Oh, well, who are you?" And I'll be like, well, this is what I'm here for. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. And they'll be like, oh, no, we're not doing that today. We can't do that. Like, it's a fire hazard, or it's I wasn't told about this, or you're not on the list, or, whatever. And I don't argue with that anymore. I just go, okay. And I pack my little stuff and I leave. And then all hell will break loose that day.
You're like, come back.
People will get injured. Cameras won't work. They won't pick up audio, or they'll be picking up audio from someplace they shouldn't, or they'll see something they shouldn't be seeing, or just something will happen. And I will get a call hours later that's like, why aren't you here? And I'm like, well, somebody sent me home. And they were, yeah, but everybody knew you were coming. Every single person. Like, we had a whole meeting about this. Like, they shouldn't have sent you home. Ooh. So they're like, come back. So I will go back. And that same producer will come up to me and just like looking at the floor saying, I knew you were coming. I don't know why I said that. I don't know why I told you to go.
Oh, that's fucking creepy.
That is chilling.
You can see the shock on the face. Like they're practically in tears. Like, I don't know what the fuck.
Yeah.
I think I may have been possessed.
Oh, that's so
Holy
scary.
shit.
Does happen. Yeah.
Damn.
Wow.
That is like, I can't
that
even.
sent me.
Oh, that did. Seriously.
That's intense.
Woo.
So you've been doing this for a while, and you've kind of already touched upon a couple. Are there any particularly, or can you point to one particularly memorable or challenging experience that you've had in your whole journey?
Yeah. So I keep a journal of my scariest exorcisms.
Ooh, I love that.
Because I don't want to forget this shit, like, in case I see this again.
Right.
So one time, and this is so bizarre, it wasn't even that long ago, it was like a couple years back. Never happened before, never happened since. So it was like its own one-off situation. I was contacted to exercise a space. And this was like not a hotel, but like a very big inn. And I have to sign NDAs when I do spaces quite often, just because they're spaces, they're places people go,
Yeah, they don't want like a bad reputation.
Like, they just don't want. I'm very proud to say I don't sign a lot of NDAs, even with very famous people. They trust me, but spaces are like a whole different story.
Yeah,
makes sense.
So, I was called into the space. They were like, there's a lot of shenanigans going into the space. Like, we've had a lot of workers in the space that like keep crossing themselves and won't go back into the space, and falling off ladders, and they're seeing shit. And, it was a site of a mass fire at one point, like way down. It was a really old place. And they'd rebuilt it like kind of in, different ways than they built it before. And now there was somebody coming in who wanted to restore it to its old glory. And, so they were going to open like the next week. And they were like, we need this out. Whatever this is needs to go because all my money's tied up in this. And
Getting real.
Yeah.
So me being cocky at this point, I was like, no problem. Yeah, fine. I can get it. Little did I know. So I went into this space and there were a lot of deceased people in the space, like a ton of deceased people in the space. And you all once touched upon, I think it was like an Ohio episode, because Ohio is the craziest, most haunted place. And I don't know why Ohio. You got a lot going on.
Ohio does.
Ohio's crazy.
It is crazy. But you had touched upon how somebody had said a story about like they could see only part of the ghost because the place had been built. And so,
was that
like
the Paul Feig episode?
Yes, it was. Yep.
Yes.
Good call.
He's the coolest person on earth.
Oh,
also,
the best.
The nicest human.
Love him so much.
He's
Like
a sweetheart.
I've never met him, but it is a dream.
He's a kind human.
Truly.
So, so in this space, it was kind of like that. So you'd see deceased people, but because they built back differently,
Yeah.
like you'd see like part of the deceased person because the other part was like on a different floor now, or like you just see legs coming down from the ceiling,
right?
Like,
that used to be the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
right, exactly.
So
which is always like weird. It's weird even to me now when I see that, because I'm like, is that an imprint? Because usually it's an imprint, so that just means like they're just reenacting something that they did, so that's why they don't move.
Yeah,
because they don't see it like that.
So normally that's very harmless,
Mm-hmm.
just to put out there. Like you just see it and it's like, they don't even, it's just like an energy trap, you know? So in this space, I got lulled into a safe, like,
because you were just like,
it's not so bad.
Yeah, I was like, oh, it's imprints. Okay. Like, this is fine. And then wherever this entity is, I'll just get this guy out. That is not what happened. So I can't get into all the specifics of it, but let's just say that these ghosts in particular were not at all imprints, and they were actually malevolent. They'd been turned completely malevolent. They were not themselves at all. Like whoever they'd been in life, they were not that anymore.
Wow.
The entity that held the space is the only entity that has ever actually harmed me by touching me.
Whoa.
No way.
I have a scar on my hand. Like, I don't know if you can see it, but there's like a line here.
Yeah.
It gripped me, and it was like a burning sensation down my hand. And it was like so jarring that I don't even quite remember exactly how I reacted to it. I know I took a step, like I stepped away and pulled my hand back.
Yeah.
But it left this like kind of bloody opening.
Oh my God.
Wow.
That's terrifying.
And again, to this day, I've never dealt with that again. It's not normal. It's not their normal behavior. So I continued working. I thought about leaving like so many times, but I do feel kind of an obligation to do the work too. So I was like, well, shit, there's going to be like 100 people here, next week. I can't just leave it. Like, what am I supposed to do?
This could get worse.
Yeah. And so it was controlling all of these deceased people. But again, not like any collector I'd ever seen. Like these people were like full possessed. It was crazy. Like they were like deceased possessed people.
That's so scary.
So they also were trying to harm you and also trying to be in the way. And like normally when you release them, they're like, oh, thanks. This time they were like, we don't want that. Like we're not going. So I had to leave that portion of it to do its own thing and just work with the entity. And it was hard. It was hard to get this entity out. Long story short, this entity was attached to something that was in the space, which is a very specific to this place thing. So I can't say what it was, but it is very old and it was used for something it shouldn't have been. And so there you go. And so this thing came in, and it took me so long, and it was so draining to do the work to get it out. And it finally was out. And so I left there like fucked up, but like, oh, I did it. At least I did it, right?
Yeah.
So everything's fine. No incidences happened again. And I'm like, oh, okay. So that was that. I don't know what it was. I'm not quite sure exactly, but it's done.
You like didn't love that, but all right.
But it turns out that it was not done. It's technically out of the space, but I have seen it around me quite a few times. So
wow.
I'm at this point like, okay, I did a good job, I guess, taking it out, but like it didn't destroy it. And now I'm like, is it worse that it's out?
Ooh,
that's
I
scary.
Don't know.
Oh, that's terrifying.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like
At least then it was in the space. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's not attached to the object anymore. The object's still in the space.
Yeah.
So,
wow.
Yeah.
And now it has like a
man.
personal problem with you. So that's absolutely
it
terrifying.
sure does.
It sure does.
Wow.
It's made that very clear on numerous occasions when I'm like just driving and there it is. Or like just,
Wow.
Oh, that's so scary.
So
it's very empathetic.
do you have a process afterwards when you finish this kind of work to, I don't know,
Try
like
to
cleanse
remove it?
yourself somehow?
Yeah, so I have protective tattoos that normally work.
Oh, cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's really cool.
Yeah, and they face inward, so you're not for other people; they're for me.
That's cool.
And that has helped a lot since I've gotten those. But also, mineral hot springs really help for me. Like, it sounds weird, but like detoxing.
No, it makes sense.
Yeah.
I've seen that a lot lately. It's like trendy on TikTok.
For ghosts.
I don't know, just in general, I've seen people doing like mineral baths and they're like shocked by the shit that comes
Just
out
for
of them.
regular, like, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's really helpful. And I have one that I like that's like 3 hours away from here. It's not too far. So that's really helpful. The next day after I work, especially if it's a very difficult space or challenging person, I don't really move much. Like I have to recover because it takes so much out of you
Yeah.
to do this that I'm just like, there is no way I'm responsible for anything today.
Yeah. Just a little
Like,
R and
not
R.
happening.
Cannot. And depending on like a space like that takes a lot of recovery
Yeah.
time.
I would think
more
so.
time than anything. Just allowing that negative to leave, if you will, from your own body. Because there's a certain amount that you take in when you take it out of someone else.
That makes
Yeah.
sense. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
This is fascinating.
This really is.
This
I'm
is
just
so,
like, oh
like,
my
fun.
God. And I
Getting scared is one thing. Getting a thrill is, well, you want more of those in your life. The Genesis GV70 is built to thrill, baby. A thrilling yet elegant design always makes driving the GV70 an exciting adventure. Its powerful athletic stance screams performance and turns heads. Everybody's looking at you, girl, or boy, or whoever. Command the road and experience a class-leading standard 300 horsepower. Oh my God. Plus, discover the different dynamic drive modes for all different terrains. Choose between the different terrain modes for whatever road conditions you may encounter. The Genesis GV70's award-winning technology and performance lets you drive with comfort and drive with confidence all at the same time. It's an exciting SUV with intuitive tech that can make your ride smooth even when the road isn't. And its blind spot cameras allow you to see what's next to you. It's like having eyes on the side of your head. That's pretty iconic. Its performance, by the way, is measured not only in power, but in how it makes you feel confident, sexy. The Genesis GV70. Learn more at genesis.com and feel the GV70.
Need a boost? Sometimes all it takes is tapping into your inner cool. Icebreaker's gum helps you unleash the confidence within. Each chew releases a rush of icy flavor powered by cooling flavor crystals, sending a wave of refreshment to reinvigorate all your senses. Icebreaker's convenient pack fits everywhere, from car cup holders to backpack pockets, so you can find your cool wherever you go. Grab Icebreaker's gum online or at a store near you.
have to ask, because you mentioned how you can like see these entity attachments on like film or in a photo, all that. Do you see entity attachments over Zoom right now? Because this room in particular, this is our recording area. We've had to move it around a lot and like shift energy a little bit, because there was a point we had this very differently set up. And
My hair is moving over there.
See, there's a doll of Ash over in the corner, and it has like string hair. And every now and then the hair will just move around.
It just started as you said that.
We also get like our machines will make weird noises. Like we have a Roadcaster and it has a soundboard, and the laugh or the applause track will play sometimes at like very specific times.
But it will also cut off, and there's no way
to
possibly make that happen.
So there's been some weird things that we've been like, what's going on in here?
I don't see entity in there per se. And if anything were dangerous, I would have told you like right on the jump.
That's what I
Just
figured.
so you know.
That's why I was like, all right.
But you do have a lot of deceased people around you.
Oh, I love that.
So that's interesting because Mikie, our assistant, has cleansed this space so many times, and he invites our ancestors in here.
He always invites like good
well, that's
spirit in.
why. So of course they're just like, we're so proud. We're just gonna hang out.
That's
I
so
love
cool.
that. They're just hanging out.
Oh,
And
I
I think
love
we've actually asked before because one day was like a weird day. It kept happening, like things just kept happening.
It would
I
not
think
stop.
we used like a little what's it called?
Pendulum
To ask like, are you like a bad thing in here? Like are you? I think we were like, are you like a family member in here?
Like,
and it said yeah. So we were like, okay,
Yeah, for sure.
we'll go with that.
Yeah, especially if it's putting on applause. Like, come on.
Yeah, it's just like, good job. But that's the thing. We were like, it's gotta be. It seems to be leading us in like good ways.
It definitely does.
We'll be trying to figure something out and we'll be like debating it, and it will applause at one of the choices. And we're always like, oh, we're listening to the Roadcaster.
It happened right before we went on with you, actually.
It did, and it hasn't happened in like a month.
Yeah, we were saying it the other day, like,
Yeah.
I don't know if they left or like
Yeah,
what
we were
happened.
like, oh. And then it just happened right before we sat down for this, and we were like, oh,
Well, shit.
there you go.
That is so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're just like telling you, like, I'm here.
Yeah,
Here I
it's just,
am.
okay, what's going on?
That's really cool.
I love that.
That's good to
And
hear.
they do, they also like to make themselves known, especially when you're having like a bit of a time,
Yeah.
you know?
That makes sense.
We're always having a bit of a
So I
time.
think they're just like, hey,
They're here to
all right,
hang.
We're here.
That's
probably
cool.
why I don't see entity either, is because you're always having a time. So you're just like, I'm so used to having a time. I'm just
I don't have time.
Yeah,
for
it's just like we try to sail through it.
yeah. We're always cleansing this space, or Mikie always is. Thankfully for Mikie.
you cleanse with your space. Do you know?
Mikie
Do you do
does-
Palo Santo? Yeah, Palo Santo usually. And that's what I use at my house because I know Sage has like specific rules and I never want to fuck it up.
I just don't think it's as strong as Palo Santo. Really?
Ooh. So
I think Palo Santo is a lot stronger. And then if you really want to go there, you burn copal and then frankincense right after.
Okay, I have a ton of frankincense,
Ooh,
so
I'll have
I'll
to
bring
try
some
that.
over to the pod lab.
Yeah, we're
That's
always
my
trying to keep it chill.
Like I'd like to share that a lot. That takes entity out of the space if it's mild.
Ooh, I like that.
And sorry, what was the first thing you said?
Copal, COPAL,
COPL.
or copal,
I
Adding
love
it to my
that.
cart.
I know.
however you
say.
pronounce it, whatever,
We gotta
whatever
go
your
to
joy.
the local witchy store that we have around us. And
Oh.
Go get some. I love that place.
So good.
You turn on the little discs,
What's up?
or just the little discs. These guys.
Oh, no, we
Oh,
don't
no.
have those.
We need to get
So
some.
if you have like an ashtray or whatever, these are so good. And you burn the loose resins.
Ooh.
Ooh.
It's a resin. It's like an amber resin. So you just throw it on the disc.
Oh, I like that.
Sweet. Okay.
Oh, we'll have to
A lot of
stock
smoke
up.
though. So smoke detectors have to check them first.
Yeah.
but-
Been there, done that.
We'll open some windows.
I've done that before, and my fiance Drew was like, "Really? Did you have to do that right now?"
Yeah.
I'm like,
Every once in a
"Sorry."
while, John will come up here to ask a question. He's like, "What is happening?"
He's like, "It's real smoky
He's
in
like,
here."
What is this smell?
Like I'm cleansing. I'm
I'm
cleansing.
like, we're just cleansing. It's okay.
We're busy right now. Okay, don't ask questions.
We're busy cleansing, John.
So going off of that, do you have any advice for anybody who might feel like they have a similar gift to you?
Yeah, just try not to block things out.
Mm.
People think they're safer when they shut things down.
Mm-hmm.
But the reality is that's not true. So, for example, I post on my Instagram frequently about, and also on TikTok now, my 30-day connection to spirit, because people are always like, I don't know if I have an entity. I don't know if I need to raise my vibration, or I want to just talk to my spirit guides or my deceased loved ones, which is your natural birthright gift, by the way. Everyone comes in with it. So I'm like, okay, here's how you do it, where you're going to sit down for 30 days for 5 minutes a day, and you're going to ask spirit to enter your body. And it's just a couple of steps, right? And I'll always get somebody putting in the comments like, this is devil shit when you ask spirit to enter your body. This is like bad. You don't ask spirit because you'll invite something bad into the body. The response is always, that's not true. And the reason why it's not true is because you're talking about the difference between high beings, angels, ascended masters, however you phrase it, right? High frequency beings versus low frequency beings. Low frequency beings do not need your consent.
That honestly, that
makes sense. Yeah, they're just gonna come there if they want to. If
they're
they
not
want to
going to
go
wait
there.
for you to
You don't
invite
think about
them.
your free will.
Yeah.
The fact is, if you're the more unconscious you are, the better off they are, right?
Yeah.
But high beings, they care about your free will. That's why you have to ask them for help.
That makes so much sense.
Until you ask, they want to, but they respect you and they want you to walk your path however you want to walk your path. So you have to ask them, come in, please come in
help
and help
me.
with this.
Yeah.
That's
So
really
that's
cool.
the difference. So
That
I
makes so
always
much
say, if you
sense.
think even if you don't think you have a gift, you do.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. Even if you don't, you were born with the ability to speak to your spirit guides and deceased loved ones. It is your birthright. You may not remember how to do that. You may not think you do, but if you do this, that will open up for you again.
That's
so
really
I
cool.
encourage everybody to do it. And also, like, if you're feeling stuck, if you feel low vibrational, if you're not sure if you have attachment, like, it's so easy. It's free to you.
Yeah.
It's there. And it takes as little as 5 minutes a day. It's awesome. It's something I do. It's something they taught me to do.
Right. I want to
love
do that now.
I know. I really love that.
I'm gonna do that now.
That's really cool. And I'm sure like you were just mentioning, like people would be like, that's devil shit. And I imagine that you get some pushback and some criticism from people who are not open to it, who are skeptics. And what do you do to kind of either ignore it, or what do you do to kind of not let it affect your vibrations, like not bum you out or make you angry?
Yeah, like I get both sides. So I'll get like very religious people who tell me that this is also devil's work, because it's like I'm not a man, I have boobs, I don't know.
It's like a non-denominational kind of situation.
Well, yeah, right. I work, I would say even multi-denominational is probably more active than, because everybody's welcome here. Like,
I love that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
But like I even get how DMs are. Who slides into the DMs?
Yes.
Like that's just like, you look how you look, so therefore this
I
can't
can
be
say
real.
whatever I want.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Or the opposite, where you have people who are like, this is bullshit, whatever, don't believe this. This person's just like doing whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like I'm not trying to convert you.
Yeah.
I'm not. If you believe it, fine. If you don't, fine.
Yeah.
That's okay. Like, it doesn't affect my work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like it's
doing the work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you don't have to believe me. In fact, don't. People who are open to it, the people who are like, maybe there is something more in the world than I experience or think I experience. I think those people are the people who benefit the most, because I don't know, it's kind of sad for people who are so closed off that they're just like, there's nothing but this life and that's it, and everything that you see and that's all. It's like, that's awful.
Like, that sucks.
Yeah, like why wouldn't you want to be open to beings who want to help you and guide you through life and want you to know that you're supported and not alone?
Right.
It is a very nice feeling.
Yeah, I love the feeling
It's a
personally.
very nice idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's the truth, though.
Yeah.
It is the truth. Like, they're there if you want them to be.
Yeah,
so
whether you believe it or not.
Like, I get that it creates a whole lot of cognitive dissonance, right? If you've been taught like the world is one way, and then someone's like, whoop, here's a different way of looking at the world. And some people, looking out here in the world are like, I can't possibly question my beliefs. That would be terrible.
Yeah.
About everything.
Like,
but I think if you are a person who's open to like going, well, I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, that's all it takes. Really.
Starts you down a road of something really beautiful.
It's true. That's all it really takes, is just going, maybe,
possibly.
Like, I don't know. Like, I think it's hard to say that you know everything. Like, that's the thing. Like,
right? It's so
you know,
weird.
at least
Well, you
be
just
a-
can't
be a
possibly.
little open to like, I don't know everything. So there's a
Oh,
very real possibility that there's something beyond my world scope that I don't know about.
and I don't know why that's difficult, but I
Yeah.
also don't know why apologizing or taking responsibility for nonsense is difficult. But some people
It's
it's not
so
very
true.
difficult.
You get it.
Very true. You get it.
You get it. The girls that get it, get it.
It's so true. I think your question is next.
Oh, sorry. It is.
Like, you had
I
a
was just
question.
blanking. So our last question for you, actually, or I
Second
think
to last. I
yeah,
think.
second to last is, what do you hope that readers are going to take away from your book, Sister of Darkness, and your experiences as a modern exorcist?
Oh my gosh. I guess I hope the thing that they take back with them the most is that, yes, okay, we all exist in the world with all of these things, right? That's just how it is.
Right.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you are so much more powerful than you think that you are.
I love that.
And we have the ability to keep ourselves safe. We have the ability to live our dreams. We have the ability to manifest things. Like, all of this is in the same realm, you know? So yeah, you have all of these low things, and that sucks. And that can be a trouble.
Yeah.
Right.
You have all of these great things. You have high beings. You have the ability to create what you want and visualize it for the world. And you are strong enough to do that one person at a time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we don't have to do it all together at once to make a difference in the world. One person can make a difference every day.
I love that.
That's
That's
perfect.
a great thing to take away from that.
I know. It's like very
actually.
inspiring.
I hope
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah. That's what I
Absolutely.
hope.
Yeah.
And I know I took a lot away from it. So I know anybody who reads it will take just that away from it, I would say.
100%.
I think so. I appreciate that.
Truly.
Absolutely.
And honestly, because it was such a great book and this has been such an amazing conversation, like, you're a fascinating and badass human.
Magical
truly.
human.
Do you have any upcoming projects coming up? You know, like anything related to you, your work as an exorcist, your work as an author, anything?
Yeah. So, well, one of the things that we're working on right now is taking that journal of mine, my scariest, most challenging stories, and bringing them to feature.
Ooh.
So, yeah. So I'm really excited about that. And, you know, trying to share with the world, I guess, because I feel like, I don't know, whenever we see exorcism on screen, right, it's really similar. It's like almost always the same kind of story.
Mm-hmm.
And the reality is, even just talking today, like, there are so many other kinds.
A myriad of things.
Yeah.
So many. And I think, you know, I can't speak for everyone, but like, as a horror lover, you know, and a horror writer, like, every time I watch them, I'm like super psyched for something different. And it's so rarely something different. And I'm just like, and as an exorcist, I'm like, damn,
this is different.
Done it. You know? So now we're actually doing that. We're literally doing that as we speak right now.
I love that.
Yeah, I'm super excited about that.
That's
like,
amazing.
we're gonna have our own series of cool shit to show you. That's totally
so
dope.
cool.
I'm excited for
That's
that.
Awesome.
Thank you. Yeah. And then I've been working kind of not in secret, but it's not really been announced. We've been working on the Sister of Darkness scripted TV series for the last few years. I'm partnered with like the coolest, smartest person who ever was, Pamela Adlin.
Oh my God.
Lots of things, but most recently better things. And we've been working on a horror comedy for FX for the last few years. And we've been writing away, like trying to get like the most perfect vibe. The toes the line between actually so scary and horrible, and we're going to show you how horrible and scary that is, but also really funny and safe feeling.
Oh, I love when there's a dark comedy element.
That's always really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, you know, we're really trying to throw it at you. Like, here's how scary this actually looks and feels.
Right.
For sure.
And also dealing with like all the issues, because I grew up in trauma with my mother. My mother was crazy abusive, and
oh, that's awful.
I'm sorry.
Well, it's okay. She is long past now, and she still comes to me, and we've worked it out since she's
Oh,
died.
good. I'm glad.
That's my biggest fear.
We've worked it out since she's died. It took her a minute. Like, we've had such funny conversations though too. Like, at first when she first died, she was trying to come in so fast, and then I was like, no, you're not ready.
I am
No.
not ready for this.
I had, and we're actually writing about this. This is like an episode of the show we've talked about where I was like, we're not talking directly. I'm getting a medium to come in, and you have to talk to her.
Hell yeah.
I love that we need a middleman.
We are doing this my
Yeah.
way.
Like a therapist. We needed a therapist.
Yeah.
So that's what we did. And so until she was like calmed down enough to have a normal conversation with me,
Oh my God.
we didn't do it. So I went to the medium, we had a conversation. I was like, she's not ready. It'll be another 6 months.
Oh my God.
Wow. That's great though that you got to do it on your terms, because
Yeah.
when you do go through like an abusive relationship with somebody, it's not on your terms.
Yeah.
So it's nice that you got to turn that around.
Well, and also I found out a lot about things that had happened to her when she was a
course.
child after she died, that she didn't tell me. And not that makes a huge, like, if you're an asshole, you're an asshole. Like,
Yeah.
you're being an asshole. At least then I was like, oh, okay. Like, I get it more.
You had
Right.
context.
You can empathize.
Yeah, exactly. So I had more empathy for her. And eventually she was like, she was that person who took no responsibility in life for absolutely anything. So, like, in death, I was like, until you can, we're not having
Yeah,
conversation.
like we're not having the same relationship happen.
I'm over here taking notes.
I know you're like
Eventually she did. She did. She was like, oh, yeah, shit, okay.
You're like, yeah.
Good. You deserve that.
It's funny working with Pamela because doing better things, she was the person who put her own life basically on, on display. And so now I'm doing that with her, and you couldn't do it with a better person because
Yeah.
she definitely knows how to do it properly.
For sure.
But she's so funny because you'll be having a conversation and, just going into something like, oh, this terrible, horrible, traumatic thing that happened to me as a child. And she sits there and then she'll look at you and she'll be like, that's funny.
I can make that
I can
funny.
work with that.
But she's always right too. That's the
Yeah.
thing. At least you're like, what the fuck?
You're like, it
But
was
then
not.
like, no, hear me out. And you're like, oh my God, it is. It is funny.
Yeah.
You're like, you know what? That's
I feel
really
like
good.
working through trauma and humor go hand in hand.
100%.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And it's nice working with someone who has navigated that so well.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And makes you feel really safe. Like, she'd be I don't know what she'd say to it, but I think she'd be super honored that I'm like, she makes me feel safe. But she does. She makes
Good.
me
Love
feel
that.
safe going through that because it is hard. This is hard stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
Not just but the work. Like, I didn't know, like, one of the reasons why I didn't tell people and haven't been that active or, out there as much as I guess I'm starting to now is because this is a hard thing to be out there with.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's not for everybody. I'm
And it
not for
comes with a
everybody.
lot. Yeah.
So I was really hesitant about, doing stuff out
Yeah.
there. But it seems like it's time, and it's nice to have, people who navigate that with you.
Absolutely. Yeah, of course. And that
Totally.
make you feel safe about your decision to do it.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
That's awesome.
I'm so excited for everything that
I
you have coming
know.
up.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I'm excited to share something new with the world,
Oh, yeah. The world needs it.
I was going to say the world is going to be excited to receive it. So
Truly.
let's go.
Yeah. And thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us. This has been so fascinating. Such a
Truly.
cool conversation. We can't thank you enough.
I'm so glad. Like, I really, really wanted to do this. As I told you, like, I love you guys. So
Thank
I was
you.
so psyched. I was like, yay, I can't
The love
believe.
is mutual.
Oh my God, I was just going to say that.
It's so
Well, I'm happy
mutual.
to hear that. I want us to be friends forever now.
We will.
Yes, you're welcome
This is
back
it.
anytime.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much. And where can people follow you on social media if you want to plug any of that?
Oh, yeah. Well, if you want to see these TikTok videos,
Yes.
And you need to.
it's just RH Stavis. It's like Davis with an ST.
There you
Uh,
go.
And it's also Instagram RH Davis. I try to keep it the same and easy
That's
for
smart.
people.
And we'll link them all in the show notes so it's easy to find. But
Yes, definitely.
But again, Rachel, thank you so much. This has been
Thank you.
awesome. And guys, go follow Rachel.
Yeah, I was going to
She's
say,
awesome.
everybody listening, go follow Rachel,
Yeah.
follow the TikToks, and we hope you keep listening.
And we hope you
Keep
it
weird.
You wouldn't take financial advice from a 72 hours in a single day alpha influencer, would you? Same goes if you're in a car accident or any accident. Who you choose matters. That's why Morgan & Morgan exists. They're the largest injury law firm in America, and they've built a reputation by actually winning cases, not just talking about it. Over 1,000 lawyers across all 50 states and $30 billion recovered. Injured? Go to forthepeople.com/podcast. That's forthepeople.com/podcast.
Traditional home security only alerts you after a break-in, and that's too late. Simply Safe is changing that.
Stop. This is Simply Safe. Police are on the way.
We don't just alert, we stop crime before it starts. Simply Safe, plan starting around $1 a day. Save 50% on your new system with professional monitoring at simplysafe.com/SXM or with promo code SXM.
Outdoor deterrence requires a Simply Safe Active Guard outdoor protection plan starting at $49.99 a month. Visit simplysafe.com/licenses for alarm license information. Tennessee 2012.